Today I'm going to cover my top 4 characteristics of a good CEO. Hey everybody, Greg Winteregg here, CEO of Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome back to the channel. Before we go any further, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're pumping out every week. All right, so this is definitely a personal list of mine. These are things that I find so successful for me, and I've compiled a list of my top 4 things that I think every good CEO needs to have. Now, again, this is my list. This is kind of what I boiled it down for me of 40 years in business. Please leave a comment down below about mine, and by all means, toss in your own characteristics. So for me, number 1 is inspire. You have to be able to inspire the people around you. First of all, you have to inspire people with your vision. What direction is this company going? Now, you can talk about the product, you can talk about the service, and every one of our clients at Matterhorn Business Development is definitely proud of their product, they're proud of their service, they're proud of their position within their own particular industry. But that's what you have at the end of doing the job. But for me, if you're going to be a CEO, your job is like to figure out where we are going. Where is this activity going? Where is this company going? And you must be able to inspire people with that vision. Oftentimes when I'm hiring someone, I really don't even talk very much about their previous job history, their qualifications. Of course, we're going to get into that. The very first thing that I do is I describe my vision. Where am I going? And as I am describing my basic purpose of the company and my vision and the future of this company for 3, 5, 10 years, I'm looking at this person, especially if I'm hiring a manager, especially if I'm hiring somebody who's going to have a position of leadership within the company. At some point in that interview, I need to see their eyebrows go up. I need to see them get a little bit excited about it. So then I know that I have done some inspiration. I've inspired this person and they're capable of being inspired by my vision. So number 1, you have to be able to inspire others about your vision. You have to inspire them to work hard because that's part of your job as a CEO. Okay? Number 2, it takes courage. I mean, really, to open your own business takes courage. Everyone who's ever started an endeavor, it takes courage to do. Many of you have left salaried positions with benefits to start your own company. That takes courage. And so you must have that innately. And you can say, well, you can't steal second base with 1 foot on first. You have to take some risks. So all of that ability to confront risk blends into being courageous and then stepping out. To number 3, you have to be able to make a quick decision. Now, I'm not talking about making a knee-jerk, impulsive decision, but you have to be able, as a CEO, to gather the data, assess the data, and make a decision. Now, I'm fine if you need to talk to your CPA. I'm fine if you need to gather data from your attorney. I'm fine if you need to gather data from your managers. But then when you have all the data, you have to decide. And to think about it is basically just saying, I can't make a decision. And so here's what you have to be willing to do as far as I'm concerned in making a quick decision. So you gather all your data and you decide to go in this direction. Now you have to be able to honestly assess the results of that decision. And I mean, begin to assess the results in 1 week. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, you need to start to see some evidence that that was the right decision to make. So then you actually may have to say, ooh, that was a bad decision. Then pivot and go in another direction after gathering the data of this history of 4 weeks, let's say. So now I have, well, that didn't work, this did work. Okay, now we're going in this direction. And then 4 weeks later, after going and making your second turn, you're further down the road. Okay, so let's take a look at that versus sitting there for 8 weeks doing nothing. Where are you? You're still sitting in the same spot. You're still getting the same results. So yes, you made a decision. It turned out to not be a good decision. You learned a few things along the way. You pivoted again, and now you're where you wanted to be. You're at least closer to achieving your vision and your ultimate objective. So you have to be able to make a quick decision. That's going to take courage, and you have to be willing to be wrong. You have to be willing to fail on that decision. All right. So first of all, you have to be able to inspire. Secondly, you have to have courage. Thirdly, you have to be able to make a quick decision. And fourthly, you have to think about profit. I can tell you, I don't know of any client we've taken on in the last 12 months who has any remote idea of the profit that they are making in their business. Now, as a CEO, what is your job? Your job is to make sure the company makes profit. And, Neil and I have made fun about Uber. They just had a decent quarter and only lost $1 billion. All right. So this channel is not for Uber executives. This channel is for small business owners and CEOs of companies, privately owned companies. But it's sad. We have met no one in the last year who had the remotest idea of what their profit was. And so we get into a profit first analysis. We're a certified profit first professional firm, and we have to take a look at the P&L, and oftentimes the owner doesn't even know how to read the P&L. So listen, you have to confront profit. I highly recommend you buy the book Profit First. Read the first few chapters because you have to know if you're making profit or not. How can you set your prices? How do you know what you can afford to pay someone when you're going to hire them? How do you have any idea what you can afford on that website or that pay-per-click or the Facebook campaign if you have no idea if you're making money or not? You have to be able to assess your prices so that you're making money. They're in a profitable range. You have to be able to set aside, I would recommend at least 5% for marketing. And you say, well, I can't afford 5% for marketing. Well, then your prices are probably wrong. And if you're not taking home an amount of pay commensurate with what you could make working as what you're doing right now in your own industry, then you're not making enough profit. I mean, I know it's cool to own your own business and to show up for work whenever you want and go on vacation whenever you'd like. But then if you can make more working for someone else, I don't know, is that really why you got into this gig? So you have to be able to think with profit. So those are my top 4. I could get into a longer list, but you have to be able to do these 4 things, in my opinion, if you even have a remote chance of expanding your company, expanding your vision, and achieving the goals for you, your family, and your employees and customers. So I hope these 4 things have been helpful. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and we'll see you back here next week.